Hello Windows users, the purpose of this video is to emphasize on the productivity boosted by software UI. How to carry them along with so that they can be utilized effortlessly. One can feel unconnected if he or she has to work in new system and would definitely miss the software experience he or she was familiar with. The situation may rise when new system is allotted to you in the office, Windows needs reinstallation, software needs to be reinstalled, or in case you are permitted to work in remote system temporarily. This video is all about the thing we want bring back in new system, that is our own UI in the application. First, we will discuss about why UI is so important, we'll talk about in next slide. Then we would look on UI files where they are stored. Then finally we will also talk about managing them effortlessly. If there is any other better way to do it, please share them in comments. UI, why so important? UI is a part of any application we use in our daily life, customized to our need. The most common example is adding frequently used commands in the shortcut toolbar. In this demonstration, I am also going to highlight some preferences and settings stored by application, for example in the CAD software. Let's see them one by one. Quick access toolbar shortcuts. Custom tabs and command groups. User-defined settings in software preferences. Favorites folders or files saved in UI windows. History records are also stored. This is why UI can be vital for individual. Can all these settings be backed up and restored, without putting any extra efforts in inbuilt import-export UI utility? Let's discover in UI files, what to copy. For sure, you would like to restore the software settings you had previously. So, let's check where these settings are stored. To open up the folders where software settings specific to user are saved, let's open the run command. In the entry we will pick the %user profile % as main directory in which we will jump into app data. Note that anyone can also use %app data %. However, I will go with %user profile %, which will be base path to open the user folder without putting the specific user account name. This will also help us in simple command scripting. Now there is workaround between two folders named as local and roaming. Your software may have user settings either in local folder or roaming folder. In this demonstration I will show both cases used by software. For Microsoft Office customizations, we will dig into folder, with name entitled as Office, or software provider name Microsoft. Now we see the customization files, which I have made in Office applications. These files we must sync for future use. Now let us jump to NX Software App Data folder. Here we see the user settings files as well along with UI file. Note this is also stored in local folder. Now we see folder and UI files stored in roaming folder, which in this case are being stored and used by Creo software. It is within the PTC folder, then Pro Engineer folder and so on. Here also we see different user-specific setting files. Now we know the files in folder which we should copy and use, when we migrate from one system to another, or jump to recently reconfigured system. Conventionally people can copy and paste the customization folder in their OneDrive, or folder accessible on network. But you know, the software UI is continuously evolving during usage. So, better will be using shortcut, to sync them whenever modified. And that is UI sync, how to manage effortlessly. Let's see synchronizing of UI settings to a folder, which you can access anytime. I have created one folder to store UI setting in OneDrive, it can be network drive or share drive in your workstations. Let's add a new text file and name it as required. First of all, I will write cmd command mkdir, to create a folder with name MS Office UI in the given folder. It is helpful to avoid the folder path error in copying or restoring file operation, if the accidentally folder is moved or renamed. Also do add quote before and after the folder path. It will take full address path especially when we deal with folder names separated with spaces. Next, add the robocopy cmd command with required attribute like source folder path, separated by space, then destination folder path, with copy options setting. Let's copy the path of Office UI folder, from which setting files and folders will be copied. Now question, you have to answer, do you need the whole folder to sync, which may have different software settings stored with different file names or folders, or you just need the UI customization file? This is up to you. In this video, I only want the UI customization files copied for Office application. I have copied the parent folder path, starting from the app data till the end. The base directory shall be located as %user_profile%, then paste the copied path. Now let's add space and copy the storage folder path which is created by mkdir command. It is important to note that how the copy operations will work between these folders. It is defined / and syntax separated by space. Most common copy option is /e, which copies all the folder and files within to new location. But since I only need the UI customization files synced to my OneDrive, I will check other alternative to /e. There is a very simple procedure for this. Open CMD, type robocopy, then add space followed by / and question mark, and hit enter. It will open up the help documentation on robocopy. We will scroll up to see what copy options we have. As you see, we can use one level copy option in this example. Let's replace E with left:1. Now let's change file extension to CMD so that it can run batch command operation. If we double click it, it will execute the commands as required. In the new folder created we have the files which I wanted to copy. To restore files, it is very easy forward. We will copy the same CMD file, and rename as we want. Open it, delete the mkdir command, as it is not needed for this operation, but this time we will change to default copy option that is /e, and swap the robocopy directories. To test the command, let's delete the files and check the effect in Office app. For instance, if we open PowerPoint, the quick toolbar shortcuts are removed. UI is like as we have opened it for the first time and you can relate it to new system Office interface. Now close the application, and run the restore command. It has copied the UI files in the app data folder, and if we check the PowerPoint interface again, we will get our customized quick toolbar back. Now, if we want all the important applications UI sync control in just one CMD file, we can do that also. Let's change the folder to suitable name and correct the sync directory, in the backup CMD file and in the restore CMD file. In the same way, add the mkdir and robocopy command operations for Creo and NX in the backup CMD file. Note for both software UI, I am going to use the eCopy options, as I want other software settings also to be synchronized, as they are also slightly modified to my requirement. Also add the robocopy command operations for Creo and NX, in restore CMD file. Let me delete previous backup files. Now let's try the new CMD files. Backup CMD file will take few seconds to copy the data. Whenever we make any changes in UI files of any of these software, we can revisit this folder, and by hitting backup CMD file, it will synchronize instantly, so easy and simple to do. Isn't it cool? We are seeing the expected folder and files within it. Now let's see what UI and software setting are backed up. This will help to understand how powerful it is. Like in NX application, you will notice the previously opened documents records. System settings affecting user preferences. Top toolbar with several commands. Commands in different tab and groups added. Similarly, in Creo software you will notice these similar customizations are made in UI. I also have saved some favorites folder in common folders. Now I will close these applications, and to create the situation when we migrate to different system, we will not get these settings. So, I will delete these UI setting files and folder. I will start the applications. You will notice these settings are reset to default. Even we are seeing that software is offering the first time startup experience. No history records. Customer setting in NX is reset. Toolbar, tabs, and tabs groups all are reset. Same you notice in Creo application. If you are on different system, you would like to bring your own UI, that is the theme of this video. Now let's do this. We'll close these applications and we'll run the restore command. We will see all the setting back in the folders and open the software to check. Yes, these are in place as we have left in the previous system. Now imagine how important part of UI we have restored. And we have saved a lot of time of reconfiguration of settings, and time of customizing the software. And this is not only limited to the demonstrated software, it applies every software you use on daily basis. Hope you have enjoyed this demonstration. Please like the video, do comment and share with your friends.